Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for clicking on this video. By the way, I really appreciate it, and remember to give it a like and subscribe if you're not already. And I'd love to know your thoughts throughout this video, so comment them down below. Today we are starting a new little project and a new little journey I've been thinking about doing for a while, and that is to do with my golf swing. And this is a project that I believe can help you guys a lot with your own golf swings and take us on a little bit of a journey. So basically, we are going to be trying as best we can to recreate Tiger Woods' golf swing. Now, that sentence alone sounds a little bit daunting to me. Tiger Woods' golf swing alone just carries a lot of weight to it. He has one of the best golf swings in the world. I don't think there's anyone who could argue with that. Butch Harmon, probably the best golf coach ever, has, said already that he thinks Tiger's swinging the club unbelievably well. And, we're going to try. We're going to try our best to turn my golf swing from what it is at the moment into as close we can get to Tiger's swing. And in this video, this is the start of the journey. We're going to be having a look at where my swing is now and where Tiger's is, and see, if we can bring mine a little bit closer to Tiger's. So I played golf this last week twice, and that was the first time I've played for about 2 months, because we've had lockdown in the UK, and apart from that, it's just been very difficult to get out onto the course this time of year with the weather. So I will be playing golf a lot more from now on and bringing you these updates and swing thoughts and feelings and everything we're doing and why we're doing it as often as I possibly can, hopefully every week or two. And this first video, let's start by taking a look at where my golf swing is now, and then we can take a look at Tiger's swing and address what we need to fundamentally change to do with setup and the swing and everything like that. So we have some swings that I did literally a couple days ago, so this is fresh. So this first swing is actually one of the better swings. This was actually after I played and I was doing some work in the net, so it's actually probably the best swing to take a look at because it's one of my better swings. So let's start with setup, because there are some fundamental things that will need to change from my setup to Tiger's, but we'll have a look at that in a moment. Let's just play through the swing once or twice. I'm trying to really feel a huge wide takeaway in this swing, and to be honest, I was pretty happy with that takeaway, but not so happy with the way down, and there's definitely some things we need to address. Let's take one more look at it, play it through. Let me know, what do you guys think initially of that swing? What do you feel needs to change? Does it remind you of Tiger's at all? Not really. Probably not really for me. I think there's definitely some things that need to be addressed, but it's a good starting place. So let's take a look at one of Tiger's iron swings. Now, there's definitely some, I'm not saying we're anywhere near right now. There are some things that definitely need to change. But I also think, we're not maybe a million miles away. So, Tiger's iron swing here. Let's play through it a few times. This is such a good angle to have a look at. This is from the Masters in 2020. I could just watch this swing pretty much all day. Let's play through it one more time. And it's just such a beautiful balanced swing. It really is. Let me know, what are your initial thoughts on what needs to change between my swing and this swing? And now we're going to talk about some of the fundamental differences I certainly feel that need to be addressed. And let's start with the setup position. Let's get these two compare them back to back at setup, Tiger is definitely a little bit more upright with his spine. The arms and hands are definitely hanging down a bit more relaxed, and the legs and everything, a really nice amount of knee bend there. And if we take a look at mine at setup, it's definitely, I wouldn't say a million miles away, but I'd say my spine is definitely more over the ball, so we need to change that. So we need to get my hips a little bit closer at address. This will make my arms effectively hang down a lot more relaxed, similar to Tiger's, and should get me a little bit closer. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with where my posture is. I would say Tiger has a little bit more, he looks a little bit more rounded there in the back. This is just because he's a little bit more upright, he's a little bit more relaxed. So again, that may be something we feel we need to change, or it may naturally change as we change my posture and make me a little bit more upright in the golf swing. We need it, obviously, because we're making me more upright, we need to move me a little bit closer into the golf ball. And this brings us on to the next overall thing in the golf swing. My golf swing currently, I would say, is a little bit flatter than Tiger's is. Tiger has a little bit more of an upright swing plane, whereas mine is a little bit flatter, and this is largely primarily because of my posture and my spine position at address and how I set myself up through the whole swing. So this is going to mean trying to basically use my arms effectively a little bit more in some ways, in terms of we're going to be needing more release through the golf ball, and we're going to need to get the club up a little bit higher, a little bit earlier, and create a slightly more upright swing plane. I'm not saying the word steep, because steep doesn't effectively mean upright. Justin Thomas has a very upright swing plane, but he's very shallow through impact. He doesn't get steep on the ball. So, next thing we need to address, takeaway. I am not 100% displeased with this takeaway. Tiger has, in my opinion, one of the best takeaways because he keeps that triangle between his arms, chest, shoulders, and the club head, and takes the club head very wide away from the body. And I would say that mine isn't a million miles away from that at this position, but I think when we change my spine angle, hopefully that will become a bit closer to Tiger. So until we change that, I'm not too worried about this. We'll see how it looks once we change my spine angle and posture and how it goes from there. But from here, there are definitely some things I want to change to do with how narrow the club gets at the top. If we take a look at a comparison between me at the top and Tiger at the top, it's quite different. I'm a lot narrower, and when I say narrow, I mean my hands and arms are much closer into my body. So they're much more, they're closer into my head, my chest, everything. Tiger has a lot more width away from his body, which is a lot better and going to create a lot wider and better arc of the golf swing. And that's really one of the main things I want to work on the downswing as well, is I get very narrow and I keep the club quite open actually, which I don't really like. I want to get that club face a lot squarer earlier, and then I can kind of turn through like Tiger does and then release it. If you notice, after impact I have to kind of flip and rotate my hands quite quickly, which obviously is not ideal. So, first things I'm most concerned about that we need to change, that setup position. I think that setup position, once that's changed, it will be very interesting to see how my swing looks from there. We may need to address some other things to go along with that, but at this stage I'm not 100% sure. And changing that width and release on the way down, I think, is going to be very important too. Those are kind of the two fundamental things I'm concerned about. there are more things as I look at that I think we will need to change as we go through this, but we can't change too much too soon, and until we change the setup, we don't really know what the rest of the swing is going to look like. So those are the things I'm going to try and work on the next few times I go to the range or play golf, and of course I will be bringing you guys along with me as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry there isn't kind of more to talk about at this stage, but I promise there will be a lot to talk about as we go through. We're not just going to be trying to recreate Tiger's actual full golf swing, but we're also going to look at how Tiger plays wedge shots, how his chipping and pitching technique is. He's probably one of the best in the world, and he has an incredible technique at it. I'm not going to be trying to copy Tiger's putting action, just because I use a completely different type of putter to him. And even though we will talk about actually some of the feels Tiger has with the putter, and we may look at that, but yeah, for now we're just talking really about the full swing, and we will also address wedges, chipping, pitching, and everything else in due time. But let me know what you guys think of that. Is there anything else you've identified in there that you think I need to change, I need to work on to get myself closer to where Tiger's golf swing is now? Just because we're trying to recreate Tiger's golf swing doesn't mean I'm going to suddenly become Tiger Woods and, you know, win every golf tournament I play in. It doesn't quite work like that. We're just really talking about fundamental mechanics here and trying to get mechanically my swing to as close as we can to Tiger's. I think it's going to be a fun little challenge, adventure, experiment. I think, you know, who knows where it could take us. And I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you comment your thoughts down below. And, you know, obviously subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I'll see you guys very soon in the next little episode of this series. And as always, guys, grip it and rip it.